Modes. Do they confuse you like they did me? Well, I guarantee you after this video, you will no longer be confused about modes. What are modes? Well, I'll tell you what they're not. Modes are not scales. I repeat, they are not scales. This is the diatonic scale in the key of G. Modes you can think of as the mood of this diatonic scale. So when you pick a key, you get 7 chords that you can play. The 1, the 4, and the 5 chord are all major chords. The 2, the 3, and the 6 are minor chords. The 7th chord is a diminished chord. As you can see in this diagram, the G is Ionian, then we have Dorian, then we have Phrygian, then we have Lydian, Mixolydian, and then Aeolian, and then we have Locrian. These are the 7 moods of the parent key. We are going to use this simple scale shape, the major scale shape, to do all of the examples coming up. So in the key of G, if you write a chord progression and G is your home base, then that is Ionian mode. You can use this shape, starting on G, to solo over that chord progression. Here's an example of Ionian. So it's a G major chord progression, using this shape to solo over. In the key of G, if we want to have a Dorian flavor to our chord progression, we write a chord progression based on A minor. A minor is now our home base. So in this upcoming example, we're going to use the same scale shape. We're just going to focus on that A note in the scale. All right, now we've reached the 3rd mood of the diatonic scale, which is Phrygian. So if you want to have a Phrygian mood in the parent key of G, we're going to write a chord progression around the B minor, the 3rd chord in the diatonic scale. We are going to use the same major scale shape to solo over this Phrygian chord progression in the parent key of G. If we want to give this thing a Lydian flavor, right? Well, we need to write a chord progression based around the 4 chord. Okay, that gives us the mood of Lydian. So now we're going to write a chord progression in the key of C. We're still going to use the same major scale shape, but we're going to target that C note. And this is what it sounds like. And so now if we want to write a Mixolydian feel to our chord progression, well, we have to start and make home base our 5 chord, which is the D, right? D Mixolydian. And so this time we're going to write a chord progression in the key of D. We're going to use the same major scale shape just like before, but we're going to target the note D in our progression. All right, so now we want to write a progression with an Aeolian kind of mood to it, little somber, right? So we're going to have to write a chord progression based off of the 6th chord in our diatonic scales. So that's going to be the E minor. We're going to make E minor our home base, the same major scale pattern, except we're going to focus and target on that E note. All right, guys, so the last mode is Locrian. And Locrian is, because it's a diminished chord, it's really not major, it's not minor, it's a diminished chord, right? And so that's really complex to make that a tonal center. So you really don't have to focus on the Locrian mode. So I hope this helps clear up all the confusion in modes. Just remember, modes are not scales. They are a mood of that parent key. That's the best way to think about it. Modes are moods of the parent key. Find your parent key, figure out what kind of mood you want to have, write a chord progression based on that mood or that mode, and then solo using your parent key's major scale. I hope this clears up what modes are and what they aren't. All right, guys, this is Dale with 440club.com. If you go to our website, we have an awesome chord finder. Go to our homepage. It's right on the homepage. Select your parent key, and it will give you all of the modes and the chords that correspond to it. All right, talk to you guys later.